Ravens fan, you won't believe what Micah Parsons said about Derrick Henry. The famous linebacker from the Cowboys was brutally honest and made a bold statement about Henry's potential arrival in Dallas. Micah believes that, even with all of the running back strength, the Cowboys were so lost in 2024 that Henry wouldn't have been enough to fix the team's problem. But is he right? What does this mean for how we view Henry's career with the Ravens? Stay until the end to understand Micah's opinion and how it could shift the perspective of many on last season and the competition in the AFC. Go Ravens! Micah Parsons, player for the Dallas Cowboys, made an impactful statement regarding Derrick Henry's decision to join the Baltimore Ravens. For Parsons, Henry's choice to go to Baltimore made total sense, especially because of the Ravens' offensive system. The team has a very strong running game, and with Lamar Jackson at the helm, Henry was able to shine, taking advantage of the gaps left by the opposing defense. Jackson's ability to move and deceive defenses opened up the field for Henry to run with more space, contributing to his great performance in 2024. However, Parsons also raised an important point when speaking about the Dallas Cowboys. According to him, even if Henry had joined the Cowboys, he wouldn't have had the same success. Micah pointed out that Dallas' offensive line wasn't working well, which directly affected the performance of the running game. Although Henry is an impressive talent, without a solid offensive line to block and create space, he wouldn't be able to stand out in the same way. The situation on the Cowboys was more complex, with issues in several aspects of the game, particularly in the running attack. Micah was clear when he stated that if Henry had gone to Dallas, the situation could have been even worse. He compared it to what Henry faced with the Tennessee Titans, where, despite being the star of the team, he wasn't able to take the team to major achievements due to a system that wasn't functioning. In Dallas, the story could have been similar, with Henry being overburdened and lacking the ideal conditions to succeed. Ultimately, the Cowboys team was facing structural problems, which wouldn't have helped Henry reach his best performance. The truth is, Henry's decision to go to the Ravens turned out to be the best possible scenario for him, both for the player and for the team. Baltimore provided Henry with what he needed, a strong offense and a system that valued his skill. In Dallas, the difficulties the team faced would have made his impact even harder. Now, let's explore how the struggles the Cowboys faced directly impacted their performance and the lack of an effective running game. The Dallas Cowboys faced difficulties in their running game throughout the 2024 season. Although the team had some quality pieces, like quarterback Dak Prescott and receiver CeeDee Lamb, the offensive line wasn't opening enough space for the running game. This directly impacted the team's offensive performance. Even with the presence of talented running backs, the team couldn't establish a consistent running game, which harmed the offensive balance that was expected that season. The lack of a solid offensive line was one of the key factors that hindered success in the running game. Without good blocking to clear the way for the runners, even the most talented running backs, like Tony Pollard, couldn't gain enough yards. This caused the Cowboys' offense to rely more heavily on the passing game, which wasn't enough to maintain consistency and face strong defenses. As a result, the team had to constantly adapt and struggled to balance its plays. Additionally, the Cowboys' inability to find a rhythm in their running game made the opposing defense focus more on neutralizing the passing game. Without a real threat in the running game, opposing teams could focus on limiting Dak Prescott and the receiving corps. This not only affected the offensive performance, but also decreased the team's chances of maintaining ball control and managing the clock, which is essential for a team trying to stay competitive throughout the season. Therefore, the lack of success in the running game was one of the Cowboys' biggest shortcomings in 2024. For Micah Parsons, Derrick Henry's arrival wouldn't have solved this problem, as the team's foundation and system still presented many challenges. And by discussing these difficulties, Micah highlighted another crucial point: the importance of the playing system. As he mentioned, the playing style and structure of a team are essential for any player to thrive. The playing system in Baltimore is completely different from what the Cowboys were trying to implement in 2024, and that was a crucial factor in Derrick Henry's success in Baltimore. The Ravens' playing style, with Lamar Jackson as quarterback, is much more focused on running the ball and exploiting defensive gaps, something that favored Henry throughout most of the season. In Baltimore, the team has a more dynamic approach, where the running game is a priority, and this fit Henry's style perfectly. On the other hand, in Dallas, the offensive system was trying to balance between the passing and running game, but the lack of a strong offensive line made it difficult to execute this plan. Even with talents like Prescott and Lamb, the team couldn't maintain consistency in the offense, and the running game took a back seat. The absence of a system that truly valued the running game meant that the team couldn't fully take advantage of their running back's potential, including Pollard. In Baltimore, on the other hand, the running game was a natural extension of the offensive system. Lamar Jackson, with his ability to run and improvise, created opportunities for the running backs, opening more space for Henry to stand out. The running game became the foundation of the Ravens' offense, and Henry benefited from it. Furthermore, the Ravens' offensive line was able to create the necessary blocks to ensure Henry had the right opportunities to advance on the field. The difference between the playing systems in Dallas and Baltimore was undoubtedly a deciding factor in Derrick Henry's choice of Baltimore. He fit better into the Ravens' playing style, whereas in Dallas, he likely would have faced many obstacles. Now, let's look at how Dallas' failure to adapt to the running game impacted the team's performance throughout the season. Well, we're past the halfway point of the video, but before we continue, I noticed that you haven't left a like on this video yet. This is really important to help YouTube keep recommending my content to you, and that way, I can keep bringing you more. So, go ahead and drop that like. It's free. Thanks. Let's continue. Micah Parsons, when analyzing the Cowboys situation and Derrick Henry's impact, also referenced what Henry faced with the Tennessee Titans. In Tennessee, Henry was the primary weapon in the offense for many years, but this also brought an enormous burden on his shoulders. Despite his exceptional talent, the running back couldn't lead the Titans to a successful season, as the team relied too much on him without a solid supporting system to help maximize his production. The comparison Micah made with Dallas is valid. If Henry had been added to the Cowboys, the situation could have been similar to what he lived in Tennessee. Although the Cowboys had more collective talent compared to the 2024 Titans, the team was still dealing with structural failures in the running game and problems with the offensive line. Therefore, Henry would have been another important piece in the offense, but it wouldn't have been enough to change the course of a season full of difficulties. The issue here is that Henry, even being one of the most dominant running backs in the league, needs a solid foundation to be successful. He can't be the only player carrying the team on his back, as was the case in Tennessee and possibly in Dallas. In Baltimore, the situation was different, as the team had much better balance between the passing and running game, and Henry was a key piece in that scheme. He was better utilized in the Ravens system, where the running game was a priority. Therefore, the key to Henry's success was being on a team that truly knew how to use him in the best possible way. In Dallas, he probably wouldn't have been able to achieve the same level of success due to the team's issues with the running game. And now, looking to the future, it will be interesting to see how teams manage the balance between the passing game and the running game, something that was a challenge for the Cowboys during the 2024 season. One of the reasons for Derrick Henry's success with the Baltimore Ravens was undoubtedly the presence of Lamar Jackson. Jackson, with his ability to run and improvise, opened up opportunities for Henry to shine. When a quarterback has the ability to run and keep the opposing defense always on alert, it creates a natural space for running backs to move. In Baltimore, Jackson helped make the running game much more effective, providing Henry with a chance to excel. This type of system, which values both the quarterback's mobility and the running game, is exactly what Henry needed. In Dallas, a more traditional system wouldn't have maximized Henry's ability. Micah Parsons, reflecting on this, makes it clear that the Ravens structure helped Henry achieve impressive numbers, nearly reaching 2,000 yards, something that would hardly have happened in Dallas. Furthermore, Lamar Jackson and the way the Ravens control the running game helped keep the opposing defense balanced. This not only created more opportunities for Henry, but also helped maintain control of the clock and possession, both essential elements for a successful campaign. In Dallas, without this dynamic, Henry would likely have faced a defense more focused on him and less on the running game as a whole. In the end, Henry's success in Baltimore is a clear example of how the right system and quarterback can make all the difference. Henry's adaptation to the Ravens' style of play was perfect, and he was a key piece in the team's offense. Now, with a focus on the future, teams need to think about how to maximize their players' potential by creating a system that favors their unique skill. After hearing Micah Parsons be brutally honest about Derrick Henry, what do you think, Ravens fan? Did Henry make the right choice by going to Baltimore, or could he really have made a difference in Dallas? With everything that happened, does this statement change the perception of the Cowboys and Ravens seasons? Share your thoughts in the comments, because we want to know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, take the chance to subscribe now and not miss any detail about the Ravens. See you next time.